So when I show that list to other people, they say, "Great, Bill. I understand. You live in Pollyannaville. You've been reading these weirdo books, and but come into the real world, Bill. How? Where will the energy come from to develop this culture, to grow the food, or to do everything you think that you can do on that list?" And they ask the question, where will it come from? Or I ask the question, will it come from hydrogen? If you look at 38, will it come from nuclear? Hydrogen. I'm certainly not a scientist. I can't speak as an expert on any of these things here, but I've done some research on these, and what I do know is it takes, I think it's 3.2 units of energy, usually it's electricity and natural gas, to create 1 unit of hydrogen. 3 units of natural gas and electricity to create 1 unit of hydrogen. Hydrogen is not a natural form of energy that you can tap into. It's a way to convert energy into another form of energy. So that's a net loss. If we don't want to go down hydrogen because we're going to use more energy to make the hydrogen. How about nuclear? Well, we already talked that it's a finite resource, just like coal and oil. Everything else, it's there's a limit to the amount of uranium there is. But it doesn't even discuss the ethical question here. I'm not against nuclear if we have a way to effectively, positively, and definitively deal with the waste products from nuclear generation, electricity. But we haven't done that yet. We bury that stuff. We hide it. We try to find some place to store it. And now we're creating these toxic substances that we're putting into storage, and our future generations, our children, their children, are going to have to keep an eye on our waste products long into the future because we need to have that electricity now. We are entitled to create something so toxic that it will be dangerous. It will be polluting for not just 1,000 years. It'll be polluting for 1,000 generations. And think of this, there's only been 80 generations since the time of Christ. And we're creating toxic substances for 1,000 generations into the future. We have a very serious moral dilemma, I think. Who the heck are we to be creating these kinds of toxic substances for our future children? Biodiesel and ethanol is another one. People say, we'll just grow it. We'll just grow corn, and we'll grow switchgrass, and we'll grow all these plants, and we'll turn them into the fuel that we need. But when you look into the equation, remember, it takes more energy to produce the grain than it does it. I didn't give you the quote, but it's about takes 2 calories of oil to produce 1 calorie of corn, at least 2 to 3. So if you think you're going to grow corn, as a matter of fact, look at this next quote. Time Magazine, this is just last year. Look at slide, what am I on, 39, April of last year, The Clean Energy Scam by Michael Grenwald. He said, biofuels aren't part of the solution at all. They're part of the problem. The conclusion is that the demand for biofuels, which is alcohol, ethanol, and diesel, it's driving up the price for all grains, contributing to deforestation of the rainforest and an increase in global warming and hunger. I had to include this picture here. I know this is a beautiful shot of Iowa, but it's not Iowa. What you're seeing here actually are the Brazilian rainforests. In the foreground there, that's a rainforest canopy. A little patch was preserved. Everything else was taken down and planted into grains. Slide 40. Other forms of energy. Where will the energy come from? How about the free energy device? Some of you probably are familiar with Nikola Tesla's work, and that he was able to create a motor of some form that once it was started, it would run itself and provide more energy. There are some people that say that's available, and I don't cross that off the charts. I think that's a possibility. I mean, energy is surrounding us all the time. Our bodies are nothing but energy. Einstein told us that, it looks like matter to us, but it's really not. It's just a different form of energy. So there could be something to that, but it's not available yet. We don't have it, and if it is available, whoever owns it is hiding it. So until we get that, we need to be creative. And then I add this thing here, an alien technology. And, I do this somewhat tongue-in-cheek, but think about this. Suppose tomorrow, they come. The flying saucers come down, and they land on the front lawn of every major country on the world, and the door comes down, and out they walk. They got 2 arms, 2 legs, and they pushing this little thing, and they talk God's good language. They talk English, and they say, "Here you are. We understand you're all going to be running into an energy problem here. Here's a free energy device. This will provide you with all the energy you ever need. You can continue to live your culture the way you are. Don't worry about a thing. You're set. All we want is half your planet." Or, we want you to be subservient to us. We're going to be nice rulers. You get to do everything. You still get to go to TGIF on Fridays. You still get to enjoy your movies. Nothing changes, but we own the planet now. Would we trade our freedom and our sovereignty for energy? I don't know that answer either. I tend to think that you hit us on the wrong day, we'll do it.